Hey, welcome back. Everybody go ahead and comment, like on this video. Let me know if you're rocking with Young Dolph in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit subscribe. If you already subscribed, go ahead and join the membership. Get all the receipts to the Dolph case. Get everything you need to know. Sign the petition. Let's get into this, man, y'all, because the whole Makedas situation, they just opened it all back up. They found everything new, y'all. They going back into Makedas. They had to reopen it, and they opening it back up, man, because of the fact that they was trying to sell them Dolph cookies. Like, they know that that was like trying to say that they was rolling the ops, man. And there's a lot of stuff that they missed the first time inside of Makedas, man. They should have known as soon as they started being all fluky with the stories and going all over the place. Man, they should have known that. They should have spun back around and made sure to keep all them people in place at Makedas and make sure that they can't get no type of other alternative story out there, man. Y'all got to know that they was lying the whole time. So if they caught them slipping earlier, they would have been able to figure out exactly what the Makedas was hiding, man, because they they all planned something in that 15, 20 minutes before anybody showed up. Like, they didn't even call for help or nothing. And they all got together to say, okay, when they ask us these questions, we all got to come with the same story. Like, they grouped up and huddled up in that kitchen and knew exactly what they was gonna have to say when the folks came and started doing all the questions, because every single one of them had to get looked at first. But they tried to say, they all said, nah, it wasn't us, it was some random people who came. It was all from the streets, basically. And so y'all gotta realize that that day they had contact with the people that did that. And so if you go and look and you run it back and you go and see, they know who Straight Drop is. Makedas and them know who Straight Drop is. They know who Trula and all them are. They actually work with them. So the fact that not only that, but they even said that it's a lot of ops from Dolph that worked at Makedas before. Like, even some of the biggest ops that went against them, they actually was employees of Makedas the whole time, man. So they knew that if Dolph was going there, they knew how to maneuver, how to get around it, and be able to run through the back or whichever, man. And it's still all eyes on everybody, man. All eyes on everybody. A lot of people still think that that turkey drive, he might have been snatched up and brought to the cookie shop, man. And if you really look at it, it seems like that could be true because of the fact that they had the U-Haul truck, they had the turkeys, and they got the song, that song where they talking about blood on it and everything like that. That song has got a lot of secrets and messages in there that's hinting towards a setup and people backdooring and basically betraying Dolph. Like, all of them people, man, all the people that was around Dolph, they turned their back on him that morning. Cause if you look at it, Snoop Bands didn't answer the phone call. You got nobody else riding with, and I'm pretty sure they were shooting that music video, man. That's what Dolph does. He came back to town to shoot the video. He don't got no other reason to just be there for nothing, to chill and hang out. No, he could do that at the mansion. And so when they got word he was going to do that video at Makedas, you know, Key Glock was supposed to be there. So why didn't Key Glock show up? Why is it that Dolph had to call Snoop Bands? Key Glock never talked about how he had the missed call. Who else had the missed calls, man? Because I feel like it's a lot of people out there who ain't telling the last time that Dolph tried to reach out to him and let him know that something was going on, man. And probably even like earlier on that night or anything, like he was probably trying to let people know to ride with him, make sure that everybody is on his entourage. Like, they have to basically provide their own security. And so he was really relying on some of the PRE guys to stay loyal and just be around him when he's going to the locations to do the video shoot. But Key Glock never showed up to Makedas. And we understand why. And so it's like, man, if he was up in there, it's like, how long do you think he could have been in there before that phone call to Snoop Bands? Or maybe even the phone call could have came earlier. Like, Snoop Band's never actually told us the time and exactly like that. So I just want to let y'all know, how is Dolph in that same yellow shirt, man? That's the one thing that it just don't add up. Because if he's still in that same yellow shirt with the picture of the arm sticking out the window, but then the night before he's at Ruth Chris with the yellow shirt in the gas station the day before, it's like, what was going on to where he didn't return home that night to change into a fresh new fit? What happened to make him be gone all night, and then you don't see him until the next morning, almost lunchtime, with his arm sticking out the window, and they saying that he's gone and got sent up, man? And look, rest in peace to young Dolph too. And I want to say condolences to everybody. Condolences to Mia J and Marcus Thornton. I know it's a big shout out to them. I know they're holding it down and making sure they ride this whole thing out. But what y'all got to understand is what went on to cause him not to come home, not to change, and for him to be in that same clothes for multiple, like that second day. Because when you look at that gas station footage, by the look of how bright it is outside, it looked like it was probably that day before, maybe closer to the morning into the afternoon time. So that means it was like 24 hours he was in that same yellow shirt and hat and everything with the chains. So it's like somebody had to have seen him like getting into some vehicle or something, man. There could have someone must have heard a struggle or anything, man. Even if it was something that happened in the Ruth Chris parking lot, like if that's where it started, then sure, like maybe after the turkey drive, and then the Ruth Chris is probably where they went after. But somewhere in between, man, something happened to where Dolph didn't come back to the mansion that night. Mia J didn't see him. Nobody else saw him. And we don't know if people were trying to call him. We don't know if people had tabs on where he was or if he actually told anybody where he was going the day before. But eventually, he was seen at that gas station and he was seen at that Ruth Chris, but then never to be seen again after the Ruth Chris, and ends up at that Makedas Cookies where the arm's sticking out, man. And so it's kind of hard to believe that he went there on his own with still wearing the same yellow shirt. Like, that's the one thing. I don't think Dolph would have rode around all night and not went home just to stay in the same clothes and wait for Makedas to open. There's no way he did that. And I don't think they were shooting any music videos in the middle of the night like that, because Dolph's smart. He's not going to be outside in Memphis in the middle of the night. You can't tell if it's Dolph or not. So it's like, there's no reason for anybody to be out there. It's just not safe. And I know a lot of people in Memphis are talking and they saying, yeah, somebody did snatch him up, and people were pointing fingers at Big Moochie Grape and everything. And so that's the thing, man. It's like, why would they even, like, if you was Big Moochie Grape and Key Glock, man, you shouldn't even have your name be brought up in this mix like that. So whatever they did in order to get their name brought up in the mix is bad. And so, like, it's crazy, man. And I know something went wrong. Something happened to where he got snatched up, or they forcefully did something to where he ended up not being able to go home that night, not being able to go change, getting a fresh pair of kicks or anything. He stayed in the same yellow shirt, guys. And that is a red flag, because somebody who has a good sense of style, money, and fashion, they would go home. They would always change. They would probably, take a bubble bath and shower, everything like that. At least get fresh, right? And so we know Dolph will be the one to get fresh, and he wouldn't just leave the same clothes on and ride around all night as if he was just one of them people who had nothing to do and they don't want to go home and they're kind of broke, but they want to party. So they just ride around all night off the shits until they get busted, basically. So y'all got to understand, something happened, and we going to break it down in one of the next videos. So look, subscribe to the channel if you already aren't. Like this video, comment down below, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.